Okay, so you've already gone through step one of how to write purpose-driven articles, and here we go. Again, we're going to go to step two. This article is about, by reading this article in headline formation, what the heck do those mean and how do they apply to this article template and how they're going to help you with your articles. We are going to go deeper into that. The first one is going to be this article is about, and what that really means, and I'll show you where it is on the template here. This article is about, and then you have seven numbers down here so where you can kind of list things. So I'm going to go back here, take the element of your article, your teaser, and read them sentence by sentence, and I'll explain this in just a second. Read and think this article is about after every sentence. Okay, and after reading your first one, what's the first thing that pops into your mind if someone were to read were to read your article based on your teaser? So let me show you what this looks like in action here. And I only have 4 of them because I did this a little bit earlier and I felt like this is a good article that I should go ahead and do a video on. So you take your teaser, and right here, internet marketing success can be a dynamic topic. There are many things that contribute to successful internet marketers. So this article is about the many things that contribute to internet marketing success. So there's an example right there. There's your first one. So then you go back, read the first sentence again, and then you read the second sentence. One of the biggest contributors has to do with solving problems. If you don't know how to do this, then you better figure out how to do it. What I meant to put right there. Again, this is a rough draft. I'm glad that happened. This is a rough draft, and that's what's supposed to happen. It's not about perfection. You go through and you kind of correct things as you go. So how solving problems leads to internet marketing success, and you go through and you read it again, and you write another sentence, and you read it again, and you write another sentence until you have at least 4. Ideally, you do want 7, but if you have 4, then that's fine, because that will take you until the next step of doing this or completing the article template here. So start from the beginning and repeat the process. Rinse and repeat. So by reading this article, which is another section under here, so you already have this top page filled out, and I separated this by another page. By reading this article is going to be right here, and you can go and I will show you what that means. Right here, you have to take the previous section and devise a new statement outlining what someone would learn if they read your article. So what you want to do is here, you want to imagine that you're handing your article to your friend, and before you let them turn it over, before you let them open up the page, you want to explain to them, hey, this is what you're going to learn by reading this article. Okay, so you want to take everything that you wrote in the previous part right here, this article is about, and you want to turn each one of those into what you'll learn. So again, what it looks like on the template here, and wrong one. Okay, this article is about, so you have your 4 to 7 one right there, and then you'll write right here by reading this article, and I'll show you what it looks like on mine. You'll learn the many things that contribute to successful internet marketing. So you're just rewording it. And again, this contributes to the actual end process. It sounds strange, kind of repeating yourself here, but that's exactly what you want to do. So how solving problems will lead you to internet marketing success. So you just want to say, this is what you're going to learn. Again, it's like you're handing it to someone and you're going to explain to them exactly what's going to happen when they read it. So if you don't have at least 4 of those, then you want to go back to the about this article part, and you want to go ahead and redo that, and not redo all of them, but add more to it. Go through and find something. Get creative if you really have to, but you have to either add more to it or get really creative. So you want to move from that part to the next part. So now you've done this. You've rephrased all these sentences right here. This article is about blah, blah, blah. You've rephrased all those. You have your probably 4 to 7 sentences right here. You'll learn blah, 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 like you're talking to a friend. And then you're going to go down to this part right here where you're going to form your headlines. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry about the expand on that. That is going to be in the last video segment here. So I want to show you what it looks like. And I can zoom out here. Hold on one second. Might be easier. There we go. Okay, so you want to take each one of these, your first sentence, you'll learn the many things that contribute to successful internet marketing, and you want to turn that into a statement, or you want to turn it into a question. Okay, and this is basically a question. What contributes to internet marketing success? And if you can kind of see what's going on here, you're actually forming each topic you're going to talk about in each paragraph or each section. And that kind of breaks up the trouble that people have with trying to tackle the entire thing at one time. When you do it in bits and pieces like this, it makes it much easier, and then later on you kind of do it automatically. You start talking in subjects. You start talking in titles like this when you're doing your articles. So you want to take those, and these will be your topics of discussion for each paragraph. And the reason you're doing it is because, and besides the fact that it really helps you to break up and do articles more effectively, we are just lazy as people, and we like to skim stuff. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't sugarcoat anything. So we'd like to skim stuff, and with no headlines or questions to pull people into each part of the article, they're more than likely not going to read it. They're going to see it as a bunch of text. More people would love to watch video instead, and they're just going to go ahead and just skip that, and they're going to just find things that are bold or things that really relate to them. So if you have headlines like that, it kind of says, hey, check this out, or check this out, or check this out. So they might skim through your stuff, but at the same time, they are looking at your content, and something is going to catch their eye. So that's the way you want to write those things out. So far, and that's the end of this segment for step 2. So you've done this article is about. You've come down here, you've revised those into what you'll learn by reading this article, and then you've turned those into headlines for your for each paragraph. And I have 4 here. You can have 7 if you have more than that. Actually, I picked 3. I think one of them I wasn't happy with, so I chose 3. But as you can see, even with 3, it makes a very, very long article still when you start really getting going when you get going with the body part. So again, right now I want you to go ahead and go down to step 3, and we're going to explain more about that part where under the headlines, the conclusion, and finally the distribution of these articles. And you should be at a point to where wrong one again, apologize, and you should be at a point where you have this filled out by reading this article. And this article is about, if you're following along with me, and you have this whole top page filled out, you have that filled out, you have your headlines, so all you should have is expand on that and your conclusion. Yeah, that should be it as far as what you have left on here. And I want you to scroll down to the last and final step to where we can start talking about the rest of that stuff, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.